Hello star seekers. This is Jeeny from Horoscope Forecasts 369. Whether you're an Aries or a Pisces, we're here to guide you. Let's cut through the cosmic noise and dive into today's horoscope predictions. Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. The astrology of today, all signs. Today's Aquarius Moon is impartial, kind, and progressive. We more readily express and embrace our independence while including others. We're more intellectual and principled today, striving toward greater honesty and a broader viewpoint. Independence, equality, and freedom are vital to feeling emotionally satisfied today. However, as the day advances, a Mercury-Chiron square comes into influence, pointing to possibly strained, unnatural communications. We can be more sensitive to criticism than usual. We may doubt ourselves when solving problems or learning and expressing ourselves. Even so, a temporary dip might boost our motivation to improve. Today's Aries horoscope. The moon spends the day in your hopes, wishes, ideals, and friendship sector, dear Aries, stirring a need to feel hopeful and connected. You may look to friends for nurturance or to cherished goals for inspiration. While it's a better day for cooperative or solo activities than competitive ones, there can be some interpersonal tension as the day advances, and a Mercury-Chiron square comes into play. Later today, there is some tendency for people to confront one another about touchy topics. While it can be a little messy, it can be good to address problem areas. You stand to learn much about yourself, and self-honesty is at the heart of this. Today's Taurus horoscope. The moon spends the day at the top of your solar chart, dear Taurus, putting your mind on your responsibilities, performance, and goals. A new perspective on your career or larger goals may inspire you to make some changes. Sensitive topics will likely emerge later today, or something you hear or say hits a nerve. It may not be intentional, but the result is the same, and while a part of you wants to ignore it and move on, another part of you, or a person in your life, won't let it go. In truth, addressing the issue can work in your favor. Ultimately, you might get to a better place of self-understanding. Even so, it can be a good idea to be selective with words now. Problems can surface, and a step-by-step approach to handling these issues can work best. Today's Gemini horoscope. Today is not the time for dull routines, dear Gemini, and if you're stuck in them, it will be essential to take extra breaks or find creative ways to revitalize your day. With the moon in your spirit sector all day, you have a stronger interest in sharing ideas and knowledge. However, as the day advances and we head toward a Mercury-Chiron square, people can be sensitive, and you might end up opening Pandora's box. Uncomfortable topics can emerge, but this also challenges you to put a grudge or insecurity behind you, whether these belong to you or someone else. Triggers can be revealing, and learning about your soft spots or those of a special person in your life can be eye-opening, even a game changer. Today's Cancer horoscope. You have faith that you can get things done today, dear Cancer. A stronger feeling of purpose can energize you. With the moon in your solar 8th house all day, you're focusing on layers of meaning and understanding and noticing elements of people and situations that previously were hidden or you missed. There can be increased sensitivity later in the day as we move toward a Mercury-Chiron square. Mixed messages could figure strongly. Choose your words more carefully or assert yourself and deal with the consequences. Ideally, if there are hurt feelings or frustrations, you can grow from them. Today's Leo horoscope. A generally good day for partnering, dear Leo. It's a time when getting along with others well is most important to you. Even so, you may be keeping your ideas to advance your goals to yourself just for now. Plans seem to be coming together, or this feels imminent, and you may want to wait and see before sharing. There can be some touchiness and sensitivity to deal with later today, but there is also a generous supply of creativity and generosity with you now, which can win out over our insecurities. There can be good news or inspiration found in unusual places. The key now is a more balanced approach to sharing yourself with others, such as setting personal boundaries, but with some leniency and exceptions. You are learning the very tricky and fine art of helping and supporting the people you love without going so far that you end up feeling resentful or used. Today's Virgo horoscope. You want more order today, dear Virgo, as imbalance disrupts your mood right now, and the best way to take care of this is to focus on fixing things one step at a time. Avoid the state of being overwhelmed, not knowing where to begin, and doing nothing but fret. Instead, aim to keep yourself busy without pressure. You can't resolve everything in one day. Be reasonable with yourself. There may be some disconnects to deal with later today, but nothing you can't handle. It's best to get the facts before committing. Be particularly aware of what you say as well as your own soft spots. You're learning much about setting reasonable boundaries in your friendships. By nature, you're extremely supportive, but there are times when others see this trait as a weakness rather than the strength that it is. Today's Libra horoscope. This is a good day for recreation, play, and big feelings, dear Libra, and less powerful for work productivity. You need a break from the usual and feel the need for games, fun, and creative expression. You might seek and appreciate an audience today. Still, later today, a Mercury-Chiron square comes into play, and it can tug at your doubts and insecurities, particularly about your ability to successfully get your message across or about what you know. It's a time to see how you might communicate in ways that work against you, and making adjustments based on these insights makes sense now. Today's Scorpio horoscope. With the moon in your solar 4th house all day, dear Scorpio, you tend to stick with familiar people, situations, and things. It's the time of the lunar month when checking in with your innermost needs comes naturally and is beneficial. You are seeking more security and comfort, which can prepare you well for a more outgoing period. We can be sensitive or easily triggered in spots later today, and it can help to be clearer than usual about your boundaries. It's not a time to undersell yourself, but a time to redefine goals to be more realistic and doable. Conversations that strike a nerve can be annoying, but also quite revealing. Today's Sagittarius horoscope. You're likely to feel you can achieve a good balance between responsibilities and personal projects today, dear Sagittarius. The moon spends the day in your communication sector, and your desire to diversify is stronger than usual. At times, you may feel a little too connected, however, as people may be up and down with their communications. As well, you are sensitive to the news. A Mercury-Chiron aspect in play later today suggests people are more sensitive to words expressed. There can be some doubts to manage related to ideas and the ability to communicate your feelings effectively. Physical outlets for stress may be helpful. Minor misunderstandings can stick out now but can also lead to meaningful improvements. Today's Capricorn horoscope. You approach the day with more patience and contentment, dear Capricorn, with the moon in your solar 2nd house all day. Although there may be some concerns or ups and downs with money and personal possessions, overall, you're in a positive frame of mind and don't like to linger on problem areas unless you have the tools to make changes. You seek emotional security today, and it's unlikely a day in which you go out on a limb or take major risks. There can be crankiness and sensitivity to manage in the second half of the day as we approach a Mercury-Chiron square. Mixed signals are possible, but this also means you're tuning into multiple levels of a situation and can quickly adapt to changing needs. Talks can quickly become emotional, although they can also be quite revealing. Today's Aquarius horoscope. The moon spends the day in your sign, dear Aquarius, turning up the volume on your emotions and stirring awareness of your needs and desires. While this moon transit can seduce you into thinking that you need to fill these cravings urgently, focusing on the emotional clarity of this transit is better for you. It's not easy to hide what you're feeling even if you're not verbally expressing your emotions, they're written on your face. Some conversations or interactions can challenge you to face certain insecurities later today, particularly related to communication or knowledge. A Mercury-Chiron square comes into influence as the day advances, and people can be more sensitive than usual. While you may feel a little self-protective or burdened, you have much to learn from your interactions and triggers. Today's Pisces horoscope. You're more sensitive to the emotional atmosphere around you today, dear Pisces, with the moon in the sign behind yours and an approaching Mercury-Chiron square. You have a greater need for moments of quiet and solitude so that you can regroup. Avoiding the spotlight is appealing, and you may want to stay in the background temporarily so you can center yourself and connect with your innermost feelings and aspirations. Later today, something communicated is taken the wrong way, or news you hear pulls up conversations that you may not have expected to have. An uncomfortable interaction about money or boundaries might also emerge. You'll arrive at an enlightened perspective, ultimately, but there can be some discomfort temporarily. As we wrap up, I'm Jeeny, thanking you for tuning in to Horoscope Forecasts 369. Remember, these are guides, but your will shapes your destiny. Like, share, subscribe for more astro insights, and let the stars guide you until we meet again. Take care.